Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome back. You know, sometimes when you're making a thumbnail for the program, you go through a few procedures, you look around Google Images, you check out a few videos, see if there's a good freeze frame or anything. And then suddenly you find one. I'd already made one. And then I just thought, I'll have a quick look if there's another one. And then I saw that. And I thought, that's the one. That's the one it's going to be. The image of Isom scratching his head. He's looking suave, though, in the courtroom. Wait till you see him walk in. Yeah, we're going to be having a little look at General Isom, Craig Isom, retired Isom. Is he a general anymore? It's just Mr. Isom now. And he likes it that way. There's no more interrogations. There's no more trying to work out what day of the week it would be if it were 3 days before Friday. You know, it would be, well, Thursday. Counting back would be Wednesday. So he's counting on his fingers now, guys. Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Anyway, love the general. Love the general. I hope he sees this. I hope he enjoys his honorific, the Silver Fox. I hope everybody at the annual Tallahassee Pig Race next springtime will be calling him the Silver Fox. Or maybe they'll, well, let's see what happens. Maybe he could let us know in the comments when that time comes. Anyway, it's actually quite a lengthy testimony, guys. There's 3 attorneys. I thought, actually, I've miswritten the description. I put it's Katherine Magbanua's retrial, but of course, Mr. Hand Grenade, the attorney for Sigfredo Garcia, is also asking him questions, which he wasn't present in 2022. So we fucked that up. Doesn't matter. Who reads those descriptions anyway? It's all about the keywords. Anyway, where are we? So it's going to be probably a multi-part, or if it gets, there's also some kind of lengthy video footage, which might be interesting, might not be interesting, but they're going to be, for example, looking at the surveillance footage outside Premiere, I think, Premiere Fitness, with Sigfredo, Latin King, and Luis Rivera, Latin King, number 2. Number 1, he's the first crown, right? And Sigfredo is just a thug running around looking for people with trailers full of jet skis. Running around restaurants in South Beach going, where's the guy? Dentist, jet ski. Have you seen a dentist on a jet ski? Anyway, where is our show? True Crime Metrix. Start with the intros, True Crime Metrix. It's this one. This tab here. Not a problem. Almost canceled the show today, guys. It's been a long day, but we'll see how far we get, because it's so good to see y'all. Hey, loving the icons in the chat, guys. We got green ticks, we got purple hearts. Here we go. Ready, guys. All keyed up in the right place. Okay. Just got to do the clicky thing over here. Split screen that puppy. We'll have 2 screens soon, guys. And then there won't be all this waiting around. You're so patient. Shouldn't need to be this patient. I should be ready. I should be a pro. Just like Jay. Did everyone see Jay's? Is it Jay? The Shaming of Jay. Did everyone see Jay's great show? Did everyone see that Scottish guy who was doing that thing with the pen, pointing to enunciate, to accentuate his speech, pointing with the pen? Like, you know who does that? That guy on the behavior panel. He's always doing that, isn't he? He holds the pen I got to get a webcam so I can hold a pen and talk to the camera. I think that'll make me look like a pro. Certainly makes those guys look like pros. Am I being serious? I don't know. You'll have to find out. So StreamYard, this is what we normally do. And we then, oh no, that's too big. That's the wrong one. So you don't get all these problems with Jay, do you?
State calls Craig Isom.
Come up here, please.
Look at this stylish entrance from the get-go. What does he think he's in? He thinks he's in Miami, right? He's thinking, well, this is a Miami case, so I better arrive in court with the top 5 shirt buttons undone and no tie. There's no way I'm wearing a tie if it's a Miami trial. They don't wear ties in Miami. Plus, I'm retired now, so I have to look like a fox, a sex god, silver fox, walking up to the stand with my chest out, chest bare. Has he got a gold medallion? Let's see. Is he strutting? I swear to God, you could play the Bee Gees' Staying Alive over that, and it would make sense. It's like John Travolta. Look at him. He even raised his hand on time.
I do. Have a seat. Slide at the microphone, please, sir.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Craig Isom, C-R-A-I-G, last name I-S-O-M.
How are you employed?
I'm currently retired.
Yay for you. When were you last employed?
Into September 2017.
All right. And where were you employed last?
Tallahassee Police Department,
How long did you work for TPD?
28 and a half years.
And what were your duties there at the time that you retired?
I was a violent crimes investigator in the Criminal Investigations Division.
And was that your position back in July of 2014?
It was.
Were you assigned to investigate?
What the hell was that? He's brought a book. He's retired and he's in the middle of a book. He's bringing his book, okay? How big was that book? Look at it. Oh, is it the laptop? It's just on the side. I don't know.
July of 2014?
Oh, it's a binder. Okay, he's brought evidence.
It was.
Were you assigned to investigate the murder of Dan Markel?
I was.
Were you the lead investigator for the Tallahassee Police Department on that case?
I was.
And were there other agencies that assisted you in this investigation?
Yes, there was.
What agencies were those?
Predominantly the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
And what was the purpose of having the FBI assist you?
Initially, it was because we found out rather soon that this case was probably going to take on investigations in other part of the state and possibly the country.
All right, and you don't have jurisdiction outside the state, but the FBI does?
Yes,
All right, did you go to the crime scene?
I did.
When did you go to the crime scene?
It was probably around, I would say 11:30, 11:45 on July 18th.
When you arrived, had Mr. Markel already been transported to the hospital?
Yes, he had.
And did you look around the scene to observe whether there was any evidence to indicate there had been a robbery attempt or any forced entry to the residence?
I did and found none.
All right, and did you, I assume it was relatively easy to identify Mr. Markel.
Well, he wasn't at the scene, but it was his car, his residence.
And his wallet was in the vehicle with his
The
identification?
wallet was
Overruled.
The wallet was there, his cell phone, his eyeglasses.
All right. Did you make an effort to talk to people that were close to Mr. Markel?
Half his eyeglasses. His eyeglasses were shot, or at least broken in half, at the nose ridge. And someone made this really interesting point the other day, that the Judge Wheeler, I think it's Robert Wheeler, Honorable Wheeler, Honorable Judge Wheeler from Katie Magbanua's retrial, had those glasses where they hang around your neck and then you split them in half and they've got a magnet at your nose. And it's just weird because there's this picture of Dan Markel's half glasses broken in half at the nose. I think we can throw that in with owl-related strange coincidences in this case. Hey, we got some red question marks here from Leah. What's Leah saying? Oh, look at him. He looks so tired. Poor guy. Do you think he thinks he dropped the ball? Well, no. He was on it from the next day. Maybe he knew all along, but we just went through his interviews with Jeff Lacasse and Tamara Dempko from after Wendy's interview, and he still didn't seem like he'd got it right. So it's difficult to say. I'd love a one-on-one, head-to-head, me and Isom going at it, finding facts as an interview, just as a courteous, kind interview. I really like the guy. I really think he's a nice guy. I'd love to go to a cookout or the pig race with him and, just roll in the mud.
Yes.
And who was the first person you interviewed?
The first person I interviewed was his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson.
All right. And where did you locate Ms. Adelson?
She was at the Mosaic restaurant in the Killearn Common area.
About what time did you make contact with her at the restaurant?
I believe it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock on the same day.
1:30 or 2 p.m. on the day of the homicide?
Yes.
Okay, so a couple hours after.
Yes, after I was done at the crime scene, I went to her location.
All right. And as a result of your interview with Ms. Adelson, did you take an interest in her parents and her brother?
Yes.
All right. And did you, as a result of your interview, review any court filings?
I did.
What court filings did you review?
I reviewed the filings from the Adelson Markel divorce.
I'm the detective is using documentation. It appears that he's got his entire file, so I can't see if you don't get anything.
Overruled before cross-examination, you'll be able to see whatever he has. You can proceed, Ms. Captain.
What did you review in reference to court filings?
I reviewed.
Yeah, subscriber, the Delphi murders, down the hill. I haven't looked into that since they were looking for the guy. I haven't seen anything from it since that video footage, down the hill. Terrifying stuff, that, huh?
Reviewed the filings from the clerk of court, Leon County, concerning their divorce.
Whose divorce?
Wendy Adelson.
And I bet that took a long time. He reviewed the filings from whatever it was, Leon County, concerning their divorce. That must have been about 140 painter's boxes full of documents of vicious legislation or whatever it's called.
And Dan Markel.
All right, I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 75. Have you had an opportunity to review this exhibit?
Over time, yes.
All right, and is this a fair and accurate copy of the divorce file of Wendy Adelson and Dan Markel?
Yes.
How many pages?
Look at the size of that book, man. That's the kind of book you save for retirement, General. Okay, get on it. I want that thing read by Monday.
It's numerous. I'd have to count. It's a full binder.
They're numbered.
Okay, well,
I'd have to count the pages. See, he's still got these little quirks, which for me personally, they make me love him more. Okay, of course the pages are numbered. She's not going to ask you how many pages are there. We're all going to wait for you to count them one by one, front and back.
we'll go to 575.
Okay, and were there any, well, Judge, this time I'd have to move in evidence 675, a certified file.
Is there objection, motion to eliminate sidebar?
All right, we'll go so far.
Yeah, that's right, Teresa, luck of the Irish. The judge did pass away before Katie Magbanua's retrial. And what happened was that Judge Hankinson's wife attended to see the job done. She's not going to stand for no mistrial, retrial. Judge Hankinson started this, and she's going to see it through in his honor. How sweet is that, huh? There's Mr. $1,400 suit, Mr. $250 haircut. I would never hire a lawyer that put that much effort into his appearance. Don't get me wrong, appearance is important, but sometimes the best lawyers are the ones with like shabby hair and a suit that's 45 years old. You know, look at Columbo. Everyone thought he was dumb because he dressed shabby, but he was anything but, right? Those lawyers with the shabby hair, they don't go to the barbershop. They're always in the law library, studying, citing case law and finding facts.
So, subject to my ruling at sidebar, I'm admitting State's Exhibit 75.
Oh, audio volume.
And as a result of your review of this,
How's that, Rabbit? Yeah, please, guys, all you guys in the chat, always don't feel shy. If there's some level problem with the audio, let me know straight away, because that's really important for the post live streams, you know, which people watch all damn day.
State's exhibit, did you learn about any bad blood between Ms. Markel and her husband, or between her family and her husband?
I did.
Objection here, sir.
Overruled.
You may answer the question.
I did.
And what was that?
There was obviously a lot of contention in these filings. They were quite lengthy. The actual divorce occurred in July. It was settled by
July of what year?
2013.
Okay.
It was settled in it's what's called an MSA, a marital settlement agreement. And so it was settled at that point, but even after that, the filings continued against one another. Part of it was that there was Dan Markel filed a motion about sanctions, which means that he felt like there was money being withheld or.
Objection, Judge, also speculation.
God, check this out, guys. Rabbit is outside on the terrace while it's raining in North Carolina. That sounds lovely. That sounds really nice. Yeah.
Overruled.
You may continue.
That his ex-wife had falsified or not come clean about all the money involved in divorce. And then ultimately, in March of 2014, after the MSA, the divorce was final.
He seems surprisingly nervous. He must have been in trial giving testimony for cases. Yeah, he's 20, was it 28 and a half years he's been doing this. So a huge part of your job, if you're a violent crimes detective, is to come and tell the jury about the case, right? He must have done this 100 times or more. Why is he a little nervous? He's kind of shaky on the words. No offense.
Markel filed another complaint or a motion.
We're talking about Dan Markel
Dan Markel,
in March of 2014? In March of 2014?
March 26th of 2014.
All right, go ahead.
And he,
I'm going to object to the detective's reading off.
Hey, JC, have I got it right that you're up in Hamilton? Because I saw some pictures of a tornado in Toronto the other day. It was blowing my mind. It was like, what the hell? Did that come near you?
Notes.
Overruled.
Or maybe it was a movie. I don't know.
Your Honor, for Magbanua, just a standing objection to.
All right.
so, this motion in March of 2014 was concerning inappropriate interaction by his mother-in-law. That would be Wendy Adelson's mother, Donna Adelson. Because his children had told him, had made statements to him, repeating what Donna Adelson had stated about Dan Markel.
Which are things to the effect of grandma hates you, that kind of thing.
Grandma hates you, grandma thinks you're stupid.
All right, so what was it that Mr. Markel was seeking the court to do in this motion?
He wanted no more disparaging remarks. There was an agreement during the MSA about love and companionship and niceness, for lack of a better term, between himself and his ex-wife, especially in front of the children. And so he requested the court sanction or put into place that Donna Adelson would not be able to have unsupervised visits or contact with the children because of these remarks that he stated his children made.
And where did Donna Adelson reside?
She resided in Broward County, Coral Springs.
All right, and this motion that you're referring to, was it ever ruled on by a court?
No,
These unsupervised visits, no more unsupervised visits with Donna. Does anybody know if that means that the requirement is just that Wendy has to be there as well, or if it's like sometimes you hear we need a member of the court to go and supervise the visits and, you know, really make sure that these disparaging remarks aren't being said. Because if it was just Wendy, she could just keep doing it, right? So maybe it was a court appointed person that would have to supervise the visits. But the whole point of moving down to Miami was for Wendy was that so Donna could raise her children, right? Pay for everything, do their routine, take them out to the swings. We've heard it all on the tapes. So the real reason is not just, oh, Donna wants to see the kids. It's like Wendy's whole thing of, well, I need to go out. I've got lunch with the CEO of the Miami Harbor. Can't be missed. Very important date.
Why not?
because of his death.
All right. And prior to this motion to preclude Donna Adelson from having unsupervised contact with the kids, had Wendy Adelson sought to relocate?
Yes,
And that's documented in the divorce filings as well?
yes,
Where was she seeking to relocate to?
to Coral Springs, Broward County, where her parents reside.
All right. And was that ruled on by the court?
Yes, that was actually before the settlement agreement was done, that the judge for that case determined she could not leave Leon County with the children and relocate.
All right. And did you when you interviewed Wendy Markel, or as part of your investigation, did you conduct an analysis or capture somehow the information on Wendy Adelson's laptop computer?
Yes,
And did you review some emails between Wendy Adelson and Donna Adelson?
I did.
All right, and did that further interest you regarding potential motives for this case?
Yes.
How so?
The emails from her mother were strong
What do you mean?
suggestions, if not demands, of what she should do to
Hello, Maria. Maria.
facilitate her and the children moving back to South Florida.
What Wendy should do?
Yes.
All right, and what was Donna Adelson suggesting that Wendy Adelson should do?
She suggested threatening Dan Markel with the children going to a Christian church, specifically at one time a Catholic church, even though he was devout Jewish. She also suggested at one point a bribe, for the most part, of $1 million split up between Wendy, Donna and her husband Harvey, and their son, which is Wendy's older brother, Charlie.
All right, let me back you up just a moment. So the first thing you mentioned was that Donna Adelson suggested to Wendy Adelson that in order to facilitate the relocation, she could convert her children to Catholicism, or threaten to do that?
Threatened to do so.
All right, and why, if you know, why would that have any impact on whether or not Mr. Markel would consent to letting his children go to South Florida?
That question,
Objection, speculation for the record.
sustained.
Okay. All right, so she suggests that,
That is a rare occasion that Judge Hankinson sustains an objection from the defense. He's a no-nonsense judge. They call him the hangman. Denied. Was it? Overruled. Overruled.
that Wendy Adelson could convert her children to Catholicism or threaten to do so.
Yes.
And she suggests a bribe to Dan Markel.
Objection,
Yeah.
leaving.
Overruled.
Yes.
And
To offer
when
him
you
money.
say split up between, what do you mean by that?
It's split up three ways is how the email reads, is that Wendy would supply $333,000 in change. Donna and Harvey Adelson, her parents, would have responsibility for $330,000 in change, as well as Charlie Adelson.
Did Wendy Adelson stand to gain anything financially from the death of Dan Markel?
Yes, my understanding, it's a very, it's a lot, but my best understanding of the situation that Daniel Markel had set up was that
Yeah, I think you're right, Mina de la Luna. Craig Isom wishes he looks like George Jones. Maybe we'll have to call Isom the Silver Badger. He's the Silver Badger.
he had a large life insurance policy for $2 million.
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
All right, so
Move to strike.
Oh, two in a row.
Care to be heard?
There was no timely objection. I'll overrule that request.
okay, so I'll just ask her about that. I'll move on. Attempts to interview the Adelsons. Tell us about your attempts to interview Harvey and Donna Adelson.
Daniel Markel was shot on July 18th, which was a Friday, just before 11 a.m. He subsequently passed on in the wee hours just after midnight, my understanding, on July 19th. which was Saturday morning. There was a memorial service the very next day on Sunday morning at Shamra Torah Synagogue on Cary Forest Parkway. I attended that service. I went to that service. And while I was there, after the service was completed, I was approached by...
That must have been a very strange event, huh? Just the complete shock of people. And the police are there. And then you've got these Adelsons running around. The Markels are trying to see the boys. Donna's running off. Wendy's packing the car really quickly. Oh, man, but just the energy in the room, in the synagogue, can you imagine? I guess there was a lot of people there as well. Well, perhaps. Or I guess it could have been... I think I did hear that there was a large amount of people and it wasn't just like immediate family or something, but yeah. Weird scene inside the gold mine.
Who introduced me. I was approached by a woman who introduced me as her name being Donna Adelson. We exchanged greetings, and she...
Objection, hearsay.
Let's go sidebar, please.
Investigator Isom, or Mr. Isom now, did you request the woman that introduced herself to you as...
Call him investigator. He's done 30 years for you. You know, he's a honorary. He gets to keep his badge, doesn't he? Or do they have to hand in the badge? God, that'd be weird, huh? Your badge and gun, investigator.
Donna Adelson, did you request for she and her husband to come to the police station to be interviewed by you?
Yes.
And did they ever do that?
No.
All right. And
well, there's a fucking surprise.
after your initial interview with Wendy Adelson, were you ever able to reach her again?
I attempted on the Monday following the Sunday memorial service.
All right. And she basically hung up on you, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And was that your last contact with Wendy Adelson?
Yes.
All right. After you reviewed these, I guess you interviewed Wendy Adelson.
Just a reminder to some of you to put a like on the video if you haven't already. Some of you may have forgotten. You know, we've got quite a lot already. We've got about 68% of the viewership, but I still think we can do better, right? So let's get that rolling. Let's get that cranking. You know, we're doing our bit. You guys do your bit. That's all good.
And you reviewed these documents from the divorce and the emails. Did you jump to the conclusion that these were the people that were responsible?
No.
Did you pursue other leads as well as continuing to follow this lead?
Yes.
And independent of looking into the ex-wife and the in-laws, did you also attempt to gather information about the suspect vehicle in the case?
Yes.
All right. Could you tell us a little bit about the initial efforts to try to find the suspect Prius?
Well, the next door neighbor was the one that reported the shooting to begin with. And he gave us a general description of a light colored Toyota Prius type vehicle. It wasn't enough to put out a national bulletin or anything like that, but locally.
National, they're driving, man. What are you going to do? Phone Washington State and say, listen, a Prius has just left Tallahassee. We need you to keep an eye out. National alert for a vehicle. What is he talking about? I guess he meant over time. And, you know, maybe he was just talking regional. Georgia, Alabama. What's the next one? Is there a Mississippi?
We had told people that this was the type of car that was seen leaving the house, backing out of the driveway, going towards Benton Road on the day of the shooting.
Were you able to establish a timeline of the victim's activities prior to him being killed?
Yes.
And what was his timeline that morning?
Friday morning, he had the children with him, the two small boys. He drove them to the daycare center on West Stark, I believe it's Creative Preschool. He dropped them off at 8:50 a.m. He left from there, traversed back across town, and went to the Premier Fitness on Maclay Boulevard.
All right, and at the Premier Fitness, was surveillance video available?
Yes,
And have you had an opportunity to review the surveillance video?
yes,
And is there something you believe of evidentiary value on that video?
yes.
All right, I would ask for permission at this time, Your Honor, to publish the surveillance video, which is marked as State 124 and previously entered into evidence.
You may.
All right, are you gonna help me with this? They finally decided to stop letting me touch the equipment.
Okay, we're about to see the premiere footage. Hey, Neety, thanks so much for the super something. I got worried about you then. I thought you'd have another. I thought you'd had another bull attack. Oh man, that was crazy. That message this morning. Yeah, no, thanks so much for. Oh yeah, Neety says, was Isom involved? Lived in the processing of the Donna Harvey devices, or was he retired by then? Was he involved in the processing of the Donna Harvey devices, or was he retired by then? Well, you mean recently, after she got taken from the airport? No, he was well retired. He was retired in 2018 or something. I think the last thing he did on this case was arrest Katherine Magbanua. He was there for that in 2016, and he retired not long after. They've called him out of retirement, and he's coming back. He's going to be in Donna's trial. He's got deposition in person. Of course it's in person because he's in Tallahassee, because when General Isom retires, does he want to move down to Miami? Does he want to go and live on South Beach? No, he's up in Tally, keeping it real.
Should be a pointer on the table.
Oh, I wonder what that was.
Put it up on this wall there, and if you need it, it's there. Do you want the lights down?
Yes, sir. That would be helpful. Granger, will you turn the lights down for us, please, sir?
What's that?
Oh, he says they're over here.
Oh,
Does that mean you want me to do it?
No, I asked you. I thought you said no. Granger. Yes.
Yeah, Cam, this is the joint trial of Sigfredo Garcia and Katie Magbanua in 2019. 5 years ago, huh? So Charlie's still running around Miami, harassing women, going to fancy restaurants. He's probably in Skyline Chili right now, eating a bowl of chili. Thinking they're all good. Thinking, yeah, if Katie gets off, we'll be good. They must have been so excited when she got a mistrial and it was Sigfredo Garcia that went down. They thought, oh yeah, this is good. This looks like the extortion plan. This is the plan. Yeah, how'd that work out, guys? Not well, huh?
Oh, I do.
Can you-
I love Isom, Niti. I feel like if he were my uncle, that, you know, I could go to him with a problem, and he'd be the man.
This is not my normal courtroom.
This one does not have any audio.
Oh, look at that. What's that? Windows Media Player 11? We're in Tallahassee, guys. They're still using XP. Why are they on XP?
Come on. Is that better?
May I stand, Your Honor?
You may.
All right, so there's a police circle around black vehicle in, tell us what the importance of that.
Don't say.
So this is his last run, right? Last time in that nice black Honda Accord. That thing turbocharged? Sure is. Yeah, last run. Goes back home and then gets 2 bullets in the head. Maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Kind of sad, huh?
Stand in front of the jury. So,
This one right here.
right, right. And kind of point that microphone at you if you would. So,
Sorry.
so, no problem.
You will stand here,
Okay.
you can face the
Is he
jury,
blocking?
and you can observe on this.
Oh, okay.
Is he blocking you? What's that?
I love how polite and cordial Georgia and General Isom are together. You know, they know how to talk to each other. They're social.
Oh, okay. Okay. They've got screens in front of them. I didn't realize.
All right, so you're gonna make that like a point.
Okay.
Sure they can see. All right, so black car with circle.
Put that back on there, please. I didn't see it. Okay. This is a black.
Objection, improper opinion, the video speaks for itself.
Overruled.
This is a black Honda Accord that was owned and registered to Daniel Markel. He's entering.
Hey, YouTube reply, and I think it was Ian earlier. I love this thing you guys do when you like the video and then you tell us that you've liked the video in the chat. I think that encourages others to like the video, yeah? And then they can come back and tell more people that they liked the video and they put the thumbs up emoji. I think that's a great idea, guys. That's teamwork. That's team building. Good job. Good job.
He's entering this road over here, which is Village Square Boulevard. So he's entering the north part of Premier Health and Safety.
All right, and this is a surveillance camera that was mounted on top of it.
Right, this camera is maintained and operated by Premier Health and Safety.
And on what date and time did Mr. Markel enter the parking lot of Premier Gym?
Well, he's there as the timestamp indicates, 18th of July, which is a Friday, 2014, and the timestamp says, and it was verified, the timestamp is the actual time, to be 9/11 and a half, 37, as you can see on the timestamp in the chart.
Yeah, I totally hear you, Rabbit. Rabbit says, seeing Dan go about what was his last morning gives her a deep visceral reaction every time. Absolutely. I think we all feel that. And somber as well. It's spooky. It's chilling. It's like watching a ghost. And there's also, when you see the Prius following him, there's this real feeling of a hunt, you know? It's almost like nature program, where you see the wildebeest just drinking from the river. Dan is the wildebeest. And then the lions are all in the, you know, crouching down and then running, get him. Horrible.
The car turning. The same car from another camera angle. This camera's pointing northwest. The black Honda had made the turn, made the left turn up at the end over here where the trees are. Now it's proceeding down the front drive. It's a right-hand turn. The trees are somewhat blocking it, as you can see, part of the car going in. He parks in the very front space. Right there. This is a green Prius, Toyota Prius car that came in from another entrance off McClay Boulevard, the main entrance, the premier.
At what time did the Prius
As it indicates here, 9/12/34. So we're within seconds after Markel has parked his car, well within a minute. Right there, the same car. The last slide or video was 9/12/34. This camera is picking it up 9/12/37. Same car. Right there. And the victim vehicle is still here. It hasn't moved. He has not got out of his car yet. So Mr. Markel is parked there just before 9/12 even, 9:57. And now the Prius has entered from the main driveway entrance up here off McClay Boulevard. And now the car proceeding down the lane. There's Mr. Markel getting out of his car. You see him again as it plays through, passing by the American flag. Red shirt, black shorts.
I just want to scream through the video camera. Warning! You're being followed and watched and hunted. Run! Run! Run to a policeman or someone you trust. And tell them you need protection immediately, man. Just blow his head off. Bastards. Everyone involved. Bastards.
This is Mr. Dan Markel walking in the front doors. So he parks his car. Now we're at 9:12, 9:13, excuse me. Another angle.
Just trying to get those abs ready for his big weekend in New York, you know? Work the solar plexus.
Walking in, the doors are behind him. He's already gone through the doors. Markel's car is still there at 9:16. He's already entered the gym. This car here, same Prius, going the opposite direction back down in front of the gym. So that was 9:16:38.
Objection, Your Honor, narrative. I don't believe there's been a question for a while.
Overruled.
9:16:38. Now 9:16:48, he continues past the front of the gym, and now he's going to the southern parking area. Prius again. Now he's traversing back opposite direction. Stop.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? I heard at one point, I don't know where, that they were parked in Premier Fitness and Sigfredo Garcia got out the car, parked in the parking lot, right? Got out the car to take a piss in the bush. Really tall, big, Cuban-looking kind of guy got out the car to take a piss in the bush in the parking lot of a nice Premier Fitness in Tallahassee. I would think that would draw attention, you know? What are you doing here, sir? Do you have membership here, sir? Can you not piss in our bush, sir, please?
And 38:40. A little over an hour. Markel is now exiting, going back out the front door. Same man, Mr. Markel, now exiting the front doors.
He's really got that Harvard professor kind of walk, hasn't he? Can't you just... It's like he's still got the weight of that graduation cloak that they make you wear.
Same man, Mr. Markel.
All right, just imagine him in the full mortarboard graduation cloak, big sash across his body, holding a scroll.
Now exiting the front doors.
That's the Harvard walk, I swear to God.
Markel traversed, walking back to his car. Yes, he does. Approximately 2 or 3 minutes. Let me backing out here. 10:38, 15 seconds. That's 10:38 a.m. on the 18th of July. Markel is back out of space, going around his corner, and now he's exiting the same way he entered earlier this morning. This circle represents an act.
Hey, thanks so much, Doide, for the super chat. I never remember there's so many supers, guys. You know, really appreciate the support. If anyone else wants to support the channel, you can do so. There's a link in the description to buymeacoffee.com. There's super chat, super like, super thanks, super sticker, all the good stuff, and it's much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Activity in the back corner. And there's the Prius. Now, the parking lot, the same way he went out. Yes.
Yeah, we have the lights back, Connor. So what, if anything, were you able to learn about the suspect vehicle from, actually, let me strike that, please. I'm going to ask you some questions about the video itself. Did you have an opportunity to review the original footage that was used to compile these clips?
Yes.
All right, and were each of the camera...
God, that stenographer looked exactly like the ex-wife of Brian Winchester in the Denise Williams case.
These clips?
A little older, but same kind of hair, glasses, and jacket, and black sweater.
Yes.
All right, and
that happened in the same courtroom with the same judge. How weird is that? What the hell? That's definitely not her. She's not a stenographer, and she's about 15 years younger.
were each of the camera angles that we viewed in the clips ongoing and running throughout the entire time that Mr. Markel was in the gym?
Yes.
Okay, so to view in real time on the original footage.
Yeah, Ian and Needy, if these guys hadn't been so coked out, even before they left Miami, there might have been some thinking. You know, all of this stuff of Sigfredo was insistent on that it had to be a murder and it couldn't be a robbery because he was just, I got to get Katie back. I got to do anything she says. She says it's need to be a murder. Well, if he hadn't been so coked out and just taken a minute to think, he might have said, well, okay, what does this bitch really want? She's demanding I do this killing because she's getting paid. Well, who's she getting paid by? Probably that guy she's been fucking with the jet skis, right? Going to all the nice restaurants. It's probably coming from him. The proximity in time of these events, you would be able to work that out if you weren't so fucking coked out, man. And then you could go, well, okay, instead of killing the man, why don't we kidnap him and see what he can do for us? Maybe he'll give us 200 grand. You know, it's still a shady thing to do, but obviously, if Professor Markel had the choice between being blown away or paying 200K, he'd pay the 200K. His parents would have paid it. Anyone would have paid it. We would have all paid it on this channel. We would have raised the money, you know? So, the amount of absolute idiots in this incredibly elaborate, multi-layered, I'm talking about the first layer. What about the second layer? Well, if I go to Burger King in your rented car and I rob the McDonald's in Orlando, shut the fuck up, man. This whole crime, so unnecessary. Really, really. Just what has anybody gotten out of it? Okay, Wendy's got a shitload of stuff out of it, but I almost put her outside the group of everybody else involved. You know, everybody else involved got nothing. Okay, Donna got to look after the friggin' boys in Miami and feel like they won over on Dan. Well, they didn't win in the end, did they? They just shot him for no reason and completely fucked all of their own lives. And the collateral victims, Katie's kids, Katie's brother, who's now got the responsibility of paying for 4 kids, 2 of hers, 2 of his, and dealing with their emotional developmental issues, which they will surely have. Hey, where's your mom and dad? Well, they're in the state pen for murdering, for that really famous murder that happened. Yeah, that was my mom and dad. That's not a good thing to give you a foundation in life, is it? Many incredible amount of collateral victims. Just of blood relation, never mind the friends and family. Tamara Dempko, collateral victim. She's just a friend. Huge victim. For what? For 100 grand? What is that going to get you? I mean, okay, it's 10 years ago, but even then, you can't buy a house with 100 grand. That's much good. Fairly decent car, yeah, good car. So what? You have a car 10, 15 years, then it's done and it's worth shit. Wow, good plan, guys.
All the different clips, like if we watched the whole little over an hour that he was in the gym, from how many different camera angles? 4 or 5 different camera angles?
It's, well, there's the 2 on the inside that you saw.
Oh, sorry, I just saw that subscriber, that's the name, watched The Last Seduction last night. Yeah, I've been meaning to download a copy or get a copy somehow. I guess, did you watch it online? Yeah, I've seen it before. Any more movie suggestions? What, in general, or as they relate to this case? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We should make a list of movies that have got something, a suggestion, a theme, something to do with this case, right? There. A catalog. I'll come back to you on that, subscriber. And we should chat on Discord about Last Seduction. Come to Discord. Link in the description.
And then there's 1, 2, 3, at least 4, possibly 5 on the outside of the gym.
So it would take us about 7 hours to watch
Absolutely.
the entire thing.
Yes.
But that is available.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And has anything been added or deleted other than the circles that we made around the people and objects we were trying to draw attention to?
No.
All right. Now, tell me what, if anything, you were able to discern about that vehicle from this surveillance video.
We surmised that from looking at the video that we had at this time from the Premier Gym, that this car was obviously following Dan Markel in his Honda. We determined that it was probably 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius.
What about the color?
The color was determined, we researched and actually talked to Toyota Corporation representatives, and the color was determined to be silver pine mica.
So green then. Light green, shiny green, fucking silver pine mica. They had to go all the way to the Toyota Corporation representatives to define the color. And they went through that enormous book with 15,000 colors. How many shades of blue do you need? you have let's go nuts. Let's count them. Dark blue, navy blue, royal blue, sky blue, light blue, baby blue. That's it. That's 7. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. We don't need more than 7 shades of blue on anything. Okay, calm down, silver pine mica. It's all marketing. The salesman loves to tell you that. Yes, sir. And this one, yeah, this comes in a range of colors, the most popular being silver pine mica. It sounds appealing, right? That's why they do it.
All right, so both vehicles are seen at the end of that video leaving east on Village Square Boulevard toward Thomasville Road. Is that
That's correct.
And that was at 10:38 or 10:39 a.m.
That's correct.
Who just said that? YouTube reply. Is that, you finally clicked it for me? Is that what Donna Adelson was writing in her journal about My Cousin Vinny for, with the two cars? You had the 1963 Pontiac Tempest and the 61 Buick Skylark. One had positive traction, one didn't. 2 tire marks. The same. She was going on and on. Yes, yes. My Cousin Vinny with the 2 cars. Is it that she was getting at, the difference between the Prius and the Nissan Sentra? Like saying, yes, yes, we should hire Vinny, Vincent LaGuardia Gambini, to come in and tell everyone it was Jeff. Marissa Tomei will testify in Tallahassee Courthouse, Leon County Courthouse, and tell us all about positive traction.
And our 911 call came in at what time?
11:02 a.m.
Based on that time frame, did you have a theory as to what route Mr. Markel may have taken when he left the gym?
Yes, because the most direct route would be out to Thomasville Road, at Village Square, to Thomasville, south on Thomasville, to get to his home on Trescott Drive.
And based on that theory, did you attempt to locate any additional surveillance that the victim and suspect may have been present on along that route?
Yes, we did.
What businesses did you either attempt to collect or collect video from along that route?
From that route, there was the Sunoco gas station on Thomasville near, I can't think of the name. It's near the flyover, as well as the Shell station there at Timberlane Road in Thomasville.
You also tried the Circle K,
I think that's the surface. The Shell Circle K is the
Okay.
same location.
Envision Credit Union.
I believe there was an attempt at Envision Credit Union. From my understanding, other investigators checked all along that route.
All right. And based along the route, someone had the idea to try to look at these cameras that are mounted on city buses, correct?
Yes, yes,
All right. And have you had an opportunity to review the state's exhibit in reference to the city bus footage that was captured?
yes.
All right. Judge, at this time, I would ask to introduce into evidence the city bus footage, which
They're in
was
the evidence.
I'm sorry, I would ask to publish. It states 125.
And is this the one that Mr. Dietz has indicated was clarified?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You made public? And after that, when you get a stopping point, Mr. Captain, then we'll probably do for a break.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Do y'all prefer the lights behind to be turned off, or are you looking at
Hey, Clarissa, how you doing?
the TVs in front of you? I don't know. See, let me just ask this. Anybody want the lights behind the screen turned off? Does that help anybody? Nobody? Okay.
So they do it anyway.
This is a city bus that is approaching Thomasville Road on Clark Commerce Drive.
Wouldn't it have been great if the bus just hit Professor Markel's car? Oh, that would have been like an act of God, man. And yeah, sure, Professor Markel will be injured, but he'd be alive today. The killers would have bailed, gone back down to Miami. Charlie would have pulled the plug, dumped Katie. You guys can't get it done. And yeah, divine intervention. It was right there.
Just for reference, there's a Regions Bank on the left-hand side of the road. That's the view we have here. And there's a Circle K gas station on the right.
What date and time is this?
That was at the same day, July 18th, 2014, Friday. The timestamp as shown on there indicates 10:44 and 31.
I know, Ian. Isn't that like the bit with the bus cameras in the movie where suddenly Isom's run out of leads, all the Shell stations and the Circle A, the cameras don't work. He's got nothing, right? And he's going home and he's thinking, how are we going to solve this case? And his car's in the shop and he's got to take the bus. And then he gets on the bus and as he's buying his ticket, he says, "You got cameras on here?" And then he calls his boss. He says, "Listen, you got to get on the phone with the bus company and get every bus in town to give us their cameras today." That's a great twist in the movie. That has pace. We set the pace.
Second.
What is the blue circle?
Blue circle is the image of Markel's car southbound on Thomasville Road. So he has left Village Square Boulevard and now he's south.
Orange.
Keep your voice up, please, Ms. Captain.
Significance of the orange circle?
This image is the Prius that was following Mr. Markel out of the Premier parking lot. Now it is southbound, roughly 10 seconds behind Markel, according to the timestamp.
What is that F cap, guys? What is that for? Anyone know? Right there. Right there. F. I got to get me one of those. Oh, it's just Florida. It's not like it's a University of Florida. Okay.
This is the same exact bus, the same bus that was stopped for that fare to put it back on the front and that captured the two vehicles going by. This is the exact bus that.
So the bus is now following the car that's following Markel.
Now caught up to that Prius at the stoplight, Thomasville Road, southbound at Metropolitan Boulevard.
You guys want a movie recommendation? It's Bringing Up Baby with Cary Grant and Katherine Hepburn. Everybody knows that's the best film ever made.
No. This image over here with the orange circle is the same car the bus was just behind. Car has obviously changed lanes and now is in the left-hand turn lane.
Yeah, Goodfellas. Now go get your fucking shine box. Every time I watch Goodfellas, though, I just kind of find myself skipping to the Pesci scenes. If we're going Scorsese, I'd say Casino is a better movie. But they're both great. Casino's great, though. Come on.
Thomasville Road to turn east onto Benton Road.
What time is it?
This is at 10:51:52.
I love shit. What's his name? Ray Liotta. But it's the narration. It's the narration that sometimes I don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic, brilliant, amazing film. Fantastic Scorsese classic of one of the greatest movies and everything like that. But the bit in the prison where they're slicing the garlic with a razor blade, and we had a whole system. He would cut the garlic with a razor blade so thin that it would liquefy when it hit the pan. It's like, okay, man, we get it.
Should be an angle from the side. Well, this could have captured too. There's multiple cameras on the buses, but this image shows the Prius making the left-hand turn, and there's our friend with the bicycle taking it off.
All right, now, it's gone to a different bus, correct?
Right, it's bus 707.
And at what time was this image taken?
This is at 10:55:18. This bus is northbound on Thomasville Road, and it is stopped at the intersection of Thomasville and Armistead. This is the Prius, now northbound.
take another look at that page in a minute. This one's done in slow motion. We're gonna have some circles here on the map.
Okay, I think they're about to take a break, and it's just a little bit more bus content. So we're going to move on to part 2, guys.
Rob,
As to the raw footage before the clips were made with the circles added,
yes, I did.
and was anything other than the circles added or taken out from the raw footage?
No,
I would have introduced into evidence State's Exhibit 1.
Is the audio still okay, guys? It seems to have got a little bit higher for me. I don't know.
73 included in the raw footage. I mean, you can watch the bus do its whole route in the raw footage, correct?
Right.
Okay.
yes,
We don't want to do that, but I want to publish a portion, if I may, to articulate what the jury simply thinks.
His book out again. Love the book. Where do you get a book like that? I guess they give you that book when you retire. It's always by his side.
It's going to capture the Prius after the murder.
yes.
Yeah, thanks, Rabbit. I just turned it down a little bit, though. Does it sound like it's kind of difficult to tell because there's all this bus camera? And do we need to watch this? I think we might try and. So they're following the buses. The bus cameras capturing the Prius, follow Professor Markel, and let's get back to some questions.
Information, but eventually got whittled down. But initially, I was attempting to locate that car by a SunPass registration. And that's when I found out there's literally thousands of Toyota Priuses with SunPass transponders.
So you were not able to pull the nail out of that particular.
No,
Well, how many did you think there were going to be? Like 6? It's a Toyota Prius in Florida with a SunPass transponder. Green. Of course, there's going to be thousands.
Case there.
no, that was, it was a huge amount.
All right, and was any cell phone analysis attempted in this case?
Yes,
And was it you or someone else who was responsible for analyzing the cell phone data that was collected?
that would be part of the technical operations unit, which would be Sergeant Chris Corbett.
All right, and as part, I want to talk a little bit about the data that was.
Oh, Chris Corbett's good, isn't he? The telephone man. He's always he loves his job. You can tell. He just looks at all this data. He's like, okay, the cell tower information. We did a data dump. We did a data dump of the. What a job. He just loves his job. What a nerd. What a great nerd.
Collected that was later analyzed by Sergeant.
Hey, Sue, thank you so much for the coffee. We just got your notification. Anyone else want to support the channel on buymeacoffee.com? We've got options for support. We've got options for memberships, guys, with special features. We're just about to release our Patreon, but that's still coming. Other than that, if you want to support the channel, we've got super thanks, super sticker, super like, super chat, or subscribe to the channel. We're very close to 1,300 now, guys. I think we might already be there. Yeah, it's been a mad journey, huh? And also, like the video, share the video, tell a friend, tell your priest, tell your rabbi, tell everybody about True Crime Metrix and the fantastic community that is developing here, guys. I just think it's so great how active the chat is all the time. And people on Discord, I think we're seeing people starting to build lifelong friendships, relationships, and having a great time on Discord. It's crazy. But this case is like that. It brings everybody together. And we're doing that too here on True Crime Metrix. If you want to support the channel, you can. Or if you just want to support us by giving a like and a subscribe, that's great too. Share the content. We've got merch just about to hit. It's all coming this week. This next week, we're getting some in the store, and it's going to be published here. It's going to be published on the social networks. They're all in the description for the video. The Discord is a link for the description in the video, and buymeacoffee.com. Thank you so much, Sue. And you set a great example. You set a great example, Sue, for everybody else.
Orbit. Did you make any efforts to try to locate any phones of interest that were in the area of Premier Gym during the times that we see the suspect vehicle present there?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We had already obtained information on cell phone, from the cell phone providers concerning Wendy Adelson, members of her family, obviously Dan Markel. In doing research into that, we came up with no real obvious.
Spacey Dove says, I think he's thrown back a few scotch on the rocks in his day. I think he had a few this morning. he's just a little kind of vacant in his communication, don't you think? Like, it's a shame we can't smell him. I bet he smells great, though. Real nice cologne. Someone gave it to him for his retirement. It's his first time wearing cologne. Just kidding, Isom. We all love you. Look at all the people in the stream that love you. 72 people in the stream. Let's get some hearts in the comments for Isom, guys. We love you, Isom.
None of those people besides Markel and Wendy Adelson were in Tallahassee at the time.
And what people are you referencing?
Repeat, please.
What people are you referencing? Said none of those people other than Wendy and Dan.
The Adelson family, the Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson.
All right, so we collected phone records for those three people.
Correct.
Okay. And what about the area of Premier Gym? What was done there?
Premier Gym in that area was ultimately the cell data for that was obtained by.
Wow, Rabbit, that's quite a quote. That's quite a statement. We might have to get you to sign off on that, Rabbit, so we can feature it on our website. This is the best, friendliest, and smart and funny chat community on YouTube following Adelson trials. That's a high bar. There's a lot out there. I hardly ever get the time now that I'm running this to go into other people's streams, which is a bummer. But yeah, I don't remember people really getting this involved and knowing everyone in the same way and the subjects, and it's great. And on Discord, guys, the community building spirit on Discord is fantastic. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Great quote, Rabbit. Thanks so much for saying that.
By our department for all phones in the area at the time that Dan Markel was at Premier Gym, because our lead there's a Prius that's similar to what the reporting person for the actual homicide described. And we have a Prius that's following him from Premier. So we obtained all the phones in the phone numbers in the area of Premier Gym to cross-reference with the Adelson's phone records.
And how many phone numbers did that yield?
For which part that
were in the area of Premier Gym or being serviced by that cell tower that services that area?
Oh, I don't even know. I have no idea. It's a ton, thousands of phones.
Yeah, everything's thousands, isn't it, Isom? Thousands of thousands of Priuses, thousands of cell phones. Of course. we're in the 21st century. Isom. People have cars and phones everywhere. Haven't you noticed? Yeah, guys, who said that just now in the chat? Kerry B. Kerry B says she saw a commenter from Vermont on another video and came this close to harassing them to come to this channel just to fill in the damn map. We haven't had a look at the map in a while, guys, have we? Here it is. We might have had people from these gray states come and go. Just a reminder to everyone out there in the live chat and watching back on replay, if you are from Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, Iowa, West Virginia, Delaware, Rhode Island, or Vermont, or Hawaii, let us know in the comments, because we can't come this far and not complete the map. How many more have we got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 40 out of 50, plus Puerto Rico for jives. So yeah, please do let us know if you're from Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, Iowa, West Virginia, Delaware, Rhode Island, Vermont, or Hawaii, please. Good to have you aboard. Oh, hang on. We gotta share this again now because we've lost audio. Does that when I switch tabs. Stop screen. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh, you don't get these problems with Jay, do you? No, he doesn't even use StreamYard. He's got something really pro. Why? Because he's a pro. Total pro. Not like this shabby channel over here. But we'll get there. We're building. Here we go.
What was resulted from that request about the phones in the area premier gym with the cell phone records provided in reference to the Adelsons and Wendy and Dan Markel have been done by Sergeant Corbett.
That's correct.
Okay. And
that's cheating, though. Then it'd be easy. It'd be like, okay, I was in Wyoming for a day. So we'll cross it off. No, we're not doing that. I don't want to lie to myself. You know, I want to earn the map. Okay. And all of you as well.
What I'm trying to get back to is how we narrowed down the SunPass. So as a result of that analysis, did you get a better idea of when you thought that SunPass transponder would have passed through particular toll booths?
Yes, but the SunPass transponder activates, and there's a record that Department of Transportation keeps showing this account. Doesn't show a particular car, it shows that account having triggered a toll when it goes through.
Just a quick comment and then I'll shut up for a few minutes, guys. But you know, sometimes I see in the playback comments, people come and leave a comment, because I know it was Wendy that originally said General Isom, but as far as I know, I'm the guy that really set that going, and now all of you are doing it too. And sometimes I do see it on other channels in the comments. We've influenced the whole community, okay? But sometimes people come to me and say, hey, Metrix, really love the show, but can't get my head around, can't adjust to this General Isom thing. He's not a general. And other people say, oh, General Isom, what, have you given him a promotion? And it's no, that's what we do here. Okay, that is what we do, and we all love it. Okay,
one of the automated toll places.
Okay, but initially, all you know is a Prius headed
We knew that
toward
there
Thomasville,
that there was a Prius heading towards Thomasville Road.
down Thomasville Road toward the interstate, right?
Right.
Okay.
And so.
But it's really the phone records, which we're going to hear from Sergeant Corbett later, gave you a smaller window of when you think.
Yeah, Dick Tebla. Isom's face shows that he hasn't smiled much. Well, I don't know about that. He's probably smiled. Has been skeptical. Well, he is a detective. a lot has surprised him, Violent Crimes Division, and has stayed up a lot. Well, when you're a cop, you got to do that. You got to do those late nights and probably drinking. Yeah, well, a lot of cops and lawyers and doctors and dentists have drug problems, have drink problems, because it's a high stress, emotional job, right? And I agree. I see signs of excessive alcohol in General Isom, but not to the point where he's a madman. It doesn't help his weight either, you know. But that's okay. He's retired now. Let's let him have his scotch in peace.
That vehicle may have passed through the toll plazas, correct?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, so I want to talk about that more narrow window. Which toll plazas did you suspect the Prius passed through?
Initially, the most direct,
Objection here, sir.
Overruled.
the most direct route, if there was any type of, connection to South Florida, would be the toll plaza at Wildwood, Florida, which is 75 Southwood Ocala Road. We went through that, once again, hundreds, until we got the actual phone number in question to track. We didn't know exactly which way they went. We didn't know if that was transponder, SunPass transponder was even active.
Okay, but ultimately you have reason to look at the toll plazas at either end of Alligator Alley, South Florida, correct?
Correct, on
Can you-
I-75 near Naples on the west coast and Fort Lauderdale on the east coast. I-75 traverses through there, and ultimately
We just got Vermont, folks. I think it's in a from another video. Someone called Linda Oliver 5257 is from Vermont. Fantastic. Great. You see, you bring out the map and they all come running. 41 states, guys. 41 states.
we determined that was the route that was taken. Instead of going straight up the spine of the state on the turnpike, the travel was out west on 75 and then up the west coast and intersecting with I-10.
All right, and how many toll plazas would you pass through if you took that route?
Just one either way.
All right, and did you request, again, in conjunction with the work of Sergeant Corbett that we're going to hear more about later, the toll records for specific toll plazas at specific times?
I did.
Could you tell us what those times were?
Objection.
There's overruled. The question is, I understand what specific times and dates did he request? Overruled. Hearsay objection.
Would you like the leaving Miami or returning to Miami?
Both, please. Let's start with leaving Miami, headed to Tallahassee.
Yeah, Rabbit, it's really fortunate as well because Isom is a pretty unusual name, right? So there's no one knows a General Isom in a movie. If it was like Smith or Cooper, it wouldn't be as good because there's loads of General Coopers. But Isom, it's like unique to him. It's unique to this community. It's unique to him. It's unique to the case. It's just the best thing ever. Hashtag General Isom. You know what to do.
The transponder registered activity.
Well, right now, I'm just,
Sustained.
You think we can get that trending before Donna's trial, guys? Hashtag General Isom. other people are going to be like, what the fuck is this? If you know, you know.
And the hearsay objection.
I'm
The
just-
question was, what did you request?
I requested toll activity for any type of Toyota Prius at the toll plaza in Broward County on I-75, which is also Alligator Alley, westbound. I requested that for July 16th in the afternoon. And then I also requested the toll activity for Toyota Prius on July 18th, 2014. Once again, in the afternoon, evening hours at the opposite end of Alligator Alley at Naples. So that would be eastbound. You're only told one direction or the other.
All right. And were you asking for, I'm looking for a transponder that fits both of these profiles. It was in the window on July 16th heading westbound, and it was also in the window on July 18th heading eastbound.
Yes. So
Right.
when I was asking for, is there a record of a vehicle that went through during these times, same vehicle, both at the east end and the west end on these days? Only one vehicle doing that.
And it has to be a Prius.
Yes,
All right. And how many transponder numbers resulted from that search?
just one.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
All right. And what year was the Prius that passed through those two toll booths at those operative dates and
I
times?
sustain the hearsay objection at this point.
Okay. What was the transponder number that you were provided?
I sustain the hearsay objection at this point.
Did you do anything with the transponder number that you were provided?
I requested from Florida Department of Transportation the customer information that subscribed.
Yeah, Spacey Dove. We did have someone from the Philippines the other day, which was like, I asked them, I said, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody called Magbanua? Can we get an interview? Can you come on the show? How's Manila this time of year?
To that transponder.
All right. And upon receiving that information, did you learn that the transponder was assigned to a particular business?
Yes,
And what business was that?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustain.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit 127. This contains toll records with certification of authenticity. Does this States Exhibit contain a fair and accurate copy of all the records you received from your SunPass toll record requests?
to the best of my knowledge, yes.
So at this time, I'd ask to move an evidence States Exhibit 127.
Objection.
Hearsay, improper foundation.
There's a certificate of authenticity.
Yes, Your Honor.
That objection overruled.
Is the item admitted?
They're admitted.
No, I looked up Isom. It's from Middle England. Yeah, it's from Central England.
Thank you. All right, so what business was the transponder in question assigned to?
It's a business in North Miami called Hybrid Rent-A-Car, and it's also called Save Gas.
What is
Oh,
the,
what was the second name?
Save Gas.
and what is the address of that business?
11032 Biscayne Boulevard, Miami, Florida.
All right. And have you had the opportunity to review any documentation collected from that business regarding the Prius in question?
Yes,
An approach.
Yeah, Mrs. D, I got to make a Canadian map. We're doing pretty well on it, though. I don't think we've had Saskatchewan or, the little ones over in the east, little provinces. Labrador. Are we really going to get Labrador? Halifax. Nova Scotia. Is that even on the cards? Do they have computers or cell phones?
With what I've marked as States Exhibit 82. Familiar with that exhibit?
I am.
How are you familiar with it?
This is the rental agreement for a Toyota Prius that is completed and shows the name of the renting customer as Louis Rivera.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of the documentation you were provided from this business regarding the rental of this Prius?
Yes,
And this is the rental agreement which corresponds with the transponder number you received from the toll booth SunPass search.
correct.
Judge, at this time, I would ask to move into evidence States Exhibit 82.
Certificate of authenticity.
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, sir.
All right. Either side, which object,
Objection, hearsay, lack of business record, foundation.
overruled, can be admitted.
85 people in the stream. I'm kind of surprised that this video, I didn't think this would be as popular because it's a trial footage. It's quite a long footage. There's a lot of data. Maybe we should have more streams that are like this with the data, with the videos, with the cell phone information. But let's get some more likes in the channel while we can, guys. We're not going to be on for too much longer tonight. So if you haven't clicked like, do so immediately or face the consequences.
I have the projector, please.
I like this. Carrie B says, bet Isom has gone to the same barber his whole life. The one who probably should have retired 20 years ago, but such a good guy. Yeah. He's in there every 3 weeks. And he always complains about the price, even though it's been the same for the last 18 years.
Well, he's doing that. Maybe explain to the jury what this conversation is about. There is a statutory procedure in Florida where if a business certifies that these are accurate business records and there's an affidavit to that effect that those records are admissible in court unless some specific objection is timely made before trial. So that's what we're talking about. Certificate of authenticity. That's why these items have been.
The cell phone cop is Sergeant Corbett. Corbett. Is it Corbett or Corbett or Corbet? Corbet. When are we going to see Sergeant Corbett? Corbett with the mango sorbet.
Admitted the idea is we don't want to have to bring in a custodian from every business that have records just to certify their records when there's real no dispute as to these records.
But Ian, I love Sergeant Corbett's disposition on the stand because I would probably find his job really interesting. Maybe a lot of other people would, but I imagine a lot of people would listen to his job like, yes, we log into the tower and we put all the numbers of the tower in a list. And then we look at that list and we correspond to the multi-dimensional lists that we have from locational towers in the region. And we see which numbers correspond to which tower at which time. a lot of people that do that job, you know, you see people testify that sort of stuff all the time on the stand, and it's pretty dry normally, and they kind of look like they're half dead most of the time, but not with Sergeant Corbett. No, 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 no. He is so enthusiastic about it. He's so happy to be there. He's so happy to tell people. I think he only does the job so he can come to trial and give testimony and do it in a really clear and happy way. He just always looks like he's had a really good morning, you know, where everything went right. He drove to court and every stoplight turned green, especially for him. You know, he had the perfect breakfast. His wife was in a fantastic mood. You know, his bag was packed and off he went. Clean car, clean shoes. Happy day. Definitely a straight shave man. You can just he looks like he's just this second taken a hot lemon scented towel off his face. His skin is fantastic for a retired guy with a drink problem. I love how we've invented this. He's got a drink problem. Yeah. It's hard being a detective. Maybe he doesn't drink at all. We don't know.
The other monitors are okay?
Yes. Mentioned the person that rented the vehicle was who?
Luis Rivera.
What address?
I know, Rabbit. It is kind of like a revision night, isn't it? Go through all the stuff. Okay, there's the rental agreement. Yes. And look, he's writing his own name. Or did the guy in the rental place write it for him? No, it looks like it was written mostly by a man that can't read or write. Like he's copying out the shapes of the letters or something.
Luis Rivera, yes.
The document shows Luis Rivera's address is 1805 Normandy Drive, number 3, Miami Beach, Florida.
And this is the phone number that is listed for Mr. Rivera?
Yes, phone number is below, 305-570-8153.
And what about this number up here, listed as brother?
That was put at the top of the rental contract. It indicates word brother. Below that is a phone number, 786-372-5986.
Now are you able to tell us what year the Prius was associated with both the transponder in question and then relates to this rental agreement?
Right. The year indicated is a 2008, and that is correct by the state highway, Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicle registration for that business that was obtained through the transponder and this contract.
Is that year of the vehicle consistent with what law enforcement suspected based on the surveillance images?
Yes.
All right, and what else do we know from this about the rental of this vehicle? When was it?
It was checked out or rented on the 15th of July, 2014. And it was due back, according to this, on the 17th of July.
How was it paid?
Cash.
Do you get the special strobe effect on the monitors also? Okay, we get that extra.
document also provided with this exhibit?
Yes. The rental agency made a copy of the renter's driver's license.
Ms. Rivera,
Yes,
and that same address is present on the driver's license?
correct.
Hey, Bobby Cat, good to see you. Bobby Cat says it was Sarah, the victim advocate, who called Isom, General Isom, when she was talking with Wendy. General Isom. No, it was Wendy. Wendy said Sarah was in the room, and Wendy said to friend Jane McPherson, "Oh, when the general, oh, he's not a general," and she was doing her "I'm a klutz" ditzy Wendy thing, and Sarah was. It was one of the times where Sarah was just like, "I'm not having this act." On some level, she did that a few times, way more than General Isom. She was like, "Yeah, whatever. Like, we're not here to confuse a name and then make a big joke out of it. This is serious business. So shut the fuck up. It's Investigator Isom, Craig Isom, Uncle Isom." Okay, yeah, it was definitely Wendy that that said it first.
Approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 128.
Now, I hope no one in the stream is epileptic. This screen is making me dizzy. This flashing monitor. Maybe let's skip ahead a little bit, guys. This is a little bit dry. Oh, here we go. Front and center.
Did you request the phone records in reference to the 305?
He looks like he's reading a menu and can't find anything he would like to have. Look at that. Ah, steak and potatoes, no. Sushi, no. Fried chicken, no.
Louis Rivera, did you request the phone records in reference to the 305-570?
Isn't that just how you look at a menu when you're saying to your dinner companion, "Let's go somewhere else"? Look at this. That is the exact face. Is anyone... Does anyone know what I mean? That is the exact face. You're in a restaurant, you've just sat down, you look at the menu, and you're about to say to your dinner companion, "Should we go?"
Did you request the phone records in reference to the 305-570-8153?
Yes,
That's the number that was listed on the rental contract in his driver's license.
correct.
And are those contained in State's Exhibit 128?
It should be.
Okay. And the phone number that's listed as brother on the rental agreement, 786-372-5986. Did you do any additional work in reference or request any records in reference to that number?
Yes, we obtained records and were able to identify the user of that number.
The approach with State's Exhibit 129. You reviewed State's 129.
Yes,
Fair and accurate copy of the records you received in reference to that 5986 number that was listed on the rental agreement as brother.
yes,
And were you able to identify the user of the phone number listed as brother?
yes.
How were you able to do that?
The phone number that shows that the brother, that's indicated as brother on the rental contract, was determined through research on.
Wow. Rabbit, look at the Rabbit says, I like training for the upcoming big game, studying all the plays in the playbook, running drills, eating right, getting sleep. Yes, Donna's trial. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Now you've got me thinking of like Georgia Kappelman at the gym, right? Fully like Rocky, okay, just running up the steps. Dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. Is that the right theme tune? Dun, 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 dun. Georgia Kappelman running up the mountain of steps, pouring 16 eggs into a huge pint glass, and downing them raw, ready for the trial. That I am seriously now considering writing a letter to Georgia Kappelman and saying, listen, I know you're not going to agree to this before justice has been completely served. It will compensate your position as lead prosecutor, and I get that. But after we're done, how much do you need to be paid for us to make that 5-minute movie? We'll provide your costume. We'll provide all the filming equipment, food and board paid for. How much do you need on top? It's got to be done. Oh.
Facebook, and
Whoever gets to make that video will be able to retire from the proceedings. That will be the YouTube will explode into 1,000 pieces. Can you imagine? I'm going to visualize that when I put my head on the pillow at night. That's fantastic.
other meetings that it was.
Judge, I'm going to object. This is hearsay or
Sustained.
Showing you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 130. Recognize State's 130?
Yes,
How do you recognize that exhibit?
this is, should be information from a Facebook account.
What Facebook account?
Tuto Dade.
Objection.
Hearsay.
Overruled.
Does the disc in State's Exhibit 130 contain a business record affidavit of authenticity for the Facebook of Tuto Dade?
My understanding is it does. It has certification written on it.
All right, and what is contained on that disc?
Images.
Oh man, Spacey Dove. I wish I could do a 3-hour program. It's 2:20 in the morning. My God, I didn't even realize it was so late. Again, I'm wide awake. I'm on Tallahassee time. That's where I live now. Tallahassee time. Maybe I should. How long is this stream been? Oh, we're just over 2 hours, but we were late starting. Okay, we'll take it up to the next time they go to the screen. Then we'll cut it off for the night. How about that?
And dialogue on that Facebook page.
All right, who's Tuto Dade?
So remember to get those likes in, everybody, and support for the channel. If anyone wants to leave a super sticker, super chat, super like, super thanks, buymeacoffee.com, link in the description, and subscribe to the channel.
Spell that if you want. Spell that. What is it? T-U-T?
T-O space D-A-D-E.
Do that again. I'm sorry.
T-U-T-O space D-A-D-E.
Oh, Discord as well. Link in the description. Social networks. Last plug of the night.
All right, who is Tuto Dade?
Objection, Judge, calls for speculation.
Well, there's no predicate for us sustaining the objection.
All right, and you mentioned that you use the Facebook records. You use Facebook.
I think we're seeing Judge Hankinson give so many sustained objections from the defense is because it's a law enforcement guy up here. You got the judge of the court. You've got Georgia Kappelman of the prosecution, and then Isom, obviously lead investigator. So if the judge is like, oh, overruled, like he does with every question, with every objection from the defense when it's a criminal on the stand, right? If he did that with this, they'd say, they're all in cahoots. Appeal, grounds for an appeal. Hankinson is corrupt.
Records to verify who the number is that belongs to the 5986 number on that rental contract that's listed as brother.
Correct.
And when you use the Facebook records to verify that, did you use the Facebook records contained in State's Exhibit 130?
Yes.
And was that phone number associated with the rental car contract listed as brother, ending in 5986, the phone number associated with the Facebook account on State's Exhibit 130?
Yes.
And who's pictured as the owner?
I've sustained a hearsay objection to that, Ms. Kappelman. If you want to put these things in evidence, let's put them in evidence so we can talk about them. Otherwise, it's hearsay.
State's Exhibit 128, you previously testified was the phone records of the two defendants.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. This shows, I was reading it wrong on the thing, but this shows that it's the phone records for Luis Rivera.
That's 128.
128 Luis Rivera phone records.
State's Exhibit 129.
Exhibit 129 are phone records for Sigfredo.
Yeah, Nancy, tell me what kind of car they drive. Tell me every car you've ever seen. What's your favorite car? I just want to see him go round a car museum with Chris Watts running around like a kid in a sweet shop, looking at every exhibit, saying 1972. The only model to be released with the correct ignition timing exactly 3 degrees above top dead center. Chris Watts is like also a car enthusiast, but even he's like, okay, listen, Isom, can we go to the gift shop and go and get out of here? We've been in here for 3 days, man. Tell me what kind of car they drive.
Fredo Garcia.
Wants to move into evidence, States 128 and 129.
These have a certificate of authenticity.
Yes, Your Honor.
I wish to be heard.
No, Your Honor.
128, 129 are admitted.
Does the Facebook account in State's Exhibit 130 have a business record certificate of authenticity?
Yes.
At this time, it has to move in evidence, State's Exhibit 130.
Good about Jack.
Sir, certificate of authenticity. I believe the witness said there was.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I may,
We'll go to sidebar.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's almost the perfect
So I
stopping point.
sustain the objection as to State's Exhibit 130. However, I admit State's Exhibit 76 and 77, subject to objection from Garcia.
Is this part of the return that you got from Facebook in reference to your subpoena for 2 days Facebook?
Your Honor, can I put this monitor up here?
I think that's going to be the first YouTube short for this channel, guys. General Isom walking up to the witness box with the BGs. I'm going to see if that's even possible to do, if it's any good. It could be amazing. But you never know how much footage. If I could get it so the timing is perfect, so he looks like John Travolta walking, that'd be fantastic.
That's better.
Okay, I said we'd cut it when we go to the screen. Let's keep to the rules, guys. Let's keep to the rules. Let's just get through these comments. Let's see here. See, great to see so many of you tonight, guys. I really didn't think there'd be many people in tonight. It's Saturday, and it's a courtroom show, not a interrogation show, but it's good. We're building the community, guys. We continue to build, and we continue to build on Discord. You should have heard all the drama last night with Neeti and her bull. Am I allowed to repeat that? Is Neeti still here? Maybe she's had another bull incident. And that was great banter this morning, Ian. The bull-related pun banter. It's amazing how much you can do with one concept. Ohio. Yeah, we got another state tonight, guys. What did we get? We got Vermont. Just have one. Yeah, BC. How we doing in Canada? We got British Columbia, we got Alberta, we got Manitoba, we got Ontario, and Quebec, which is basically where everybody lives. so we're doing pretty well. Not that they all live in Quebec, like, you know, those provinces. Bob, how you doing? Yeah. We started late tonight, Bob. We started pretty late. Another fun live, Metrix. Glad you enjoyed it, Clarissa. Glad you enjoyed it. One of our members, guys. One of our solid members. The best of the best. No worry, Spacey Dove. Good to see you. Good to see you as always. And all you guys. Rosalie Paul, Nancy Lee, Mary Bartlett, Doad, Dick Teblar. Sorry, man. I always need to kind of sound out your name. It's Dick Teblar. Veggie Girl. Annie G is from Nova Scotia. Annie G. What about Kenny G? Annie G. Where's Annie G? And Rabbit. Of course, Rabbit. So good to see you, Rabbit. And that thought of you on the porch in North Carolina with the summer rain, man, that just seems like something out of a movie. That sounded so nice. Okay, we're gonna it's 2:30 in the morning. We're gonna sign off. Probably be on tomorrow, guys. Don't want to promise on things I can't deliver, so we're leaving it semi-open. There are we got to take care of some admin here at the Metrix headquarters. And there's a few other treats we've got lined up for you coming real soon as well. Few video concepts, few merchandise products, loads of stuff, actually. I've been making lists all day, big, long lists. And we're going to have to start actioning those lists soon. And it's almost too hot to work in the day. That's why I'm on Tallahassee time. You think I got aircon? No. No way. It's high 90s. Do I have a way for us to donate yet? Great question, Nancy Lee. Just before we sign off, we've got super chat, super like, super stickers, super thanks on YouTube. And there's also a link to buymeacoffee.com where you can buy us a coffee.com in the description for this video. Very soon, probably starting Monday, we've got Patreon now as well, which is a fantastic platform. I've been checking that out today, and there's so many goodies for y'all in there for just a small contribution that supports the channel anyway. I mean, but you get so much more. It's a really good thing. But you know what's for free? Liking the channel, subscribing to the channel, and Discord. Link in the description. Fantastic community. Wow, how many color hearts are there, Rabbit? Thank you. You guys are so great. I really mean that. You guys are all amazing. And I think all your comments are great. And it's so nice to see you all the time. Be well, be happy, be kind to each other. Don't be an Adelson, and we'll see you real soon. Laters.